you new to the area? Or maybe you just need to find a new chiropractor? Whatever your situation, looking for a chiropractor isn't easy. How do you know the right questions to ask? How do you find the right fit? Don't worry, it's easy with the right approach. Today we're catching up with a local chiropractic expert who will help you find a chiropractor that will have you feeling your best.
Hi, I'm Dr. Richard Busch from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the Busch Chiropractic Center. And basically today we're going to talk about the 3 mistakes that people make most often when they're going to see a new doctor. The first one of those mistakes is actually dealing with or listening to their family as far as their family's recommendations for their care. The second one is watching overnight TV shows and infomercials and trying to determine what the best care is based on the overnight infomercials that they see. And then the third thing is allowing your insurance company to dictate to you the care that you actually need. Now, as we talk about our family, we all love our families, and everybody has a family member that actually has a problem similar to what we have or what we may think that we have. And what I see a lot of patients doing is they talk to their family member, their brother, their sister, their uncle, their aunt, and they allow their uncle or their aunt to say, hey, you know what, this is what I did for care. You don't need to do any of those other things. But the thing that they don't realize is that they may have had surgery for a condition that they probably really didn't need surgery for. And then as a result of that, they actually have a lifelong disability that's come as a result of that surgical procedure. Spinal fusions don't have a great success rate, and that's what we see an awful lot of in my office. The other thing that I see along with that, though, is they swear to the patient or their sibling or their cousin or whatever that whatever you're going to try to do that may not be surgical can't help, because you know what? Surgery is the only thing that was ever going to help me, even though they ever actually investigated anything else. So I think that one of the biggest things that we have to do is avoid those pitfalls that our family members have actually made in the care or treatment of their own problems. Something else that we see on a very regular basis is that everybody is seeing a new infomercial based on some type of new, spectacular, fantastic treatment for chronic pain on TV. And one of the reasons that they do that is because chronic pain is a huge, huge business. The only option for most chronic pain patients is dealing with prescription medications. So there are a lot of different types of more holistic or more natural types of treatments that are out there. And they range from everything from some of the inversion tables, which can help some patients with less severe or serious types of problems, to some of the different types of magnetic healing or light healing that some patients may actually use. Now, we use all types of different lasers in my office. We do use all types of different therapies in my office, but very often what you see online or on TV isn't necessarily going to be of a quality that we can actually provide in my office, because frankly, what they're selling things for on TV and the overnight infomercials, frankly, the quality just isn't there. And from a lasting improvement, lasting treatment program or treatment response, the patients just really don't see as good of a response or good of improvement as they'd like to. The final thing that we see is when patients allow their insurance companies to dictate to them what types of care they can and cannot have. And this is based on the fact that your insurance company will, in many cases, cover an epidural injection or cover a spinal fusion surgery or cover all types of different ancillary treatments and physical therapy modalities. And I see patients each and every day. In fact, I saw one last week who had 2 surgeries. The first one didn't work, the second one didn't work, and he was scheduled for a third one. And the reason he was scheduled for the third one is because his insurance company would actually help pay for it, would actually pay for most of it. And he said, the thing is, why my insurance company will cover this almost in full. Why shouldn't I do it? And I had to explain to the patient, because it's not in your best interest to actually continue having surgical procedures that don't work. We see the same thing with epidural injections. Now, we do use epidural injections in patients in some cases, but at the same time, they're not necessarily a front line of defense. And at the same time, there are a lot of things that we can do to help a patient avoid those types of procedures, number one, and the secondary problems that come as a result of them. And those are things like infections and other types of pain problems or pain programs that come along with that. And then finally, along with that, having a nurse out in Idaho actually trying to determine exactly what type of care the patient needs without even ever seeing the patient. In my office, the way that we handle patients is different than most. We evaluate a patient to determine what kind of a problem they have, and then we sit down and put together a treatment program based on that patient's needs. And before we begin any care, we actually sit down and go over exactly what the patient needs. We'll talk about how often we'll see them, over what period of time, expected outcome, and any fees that may be involved for the entire patient's care. Along with that, we will cover any insurance reimbursement that may be available as well. And we do have a lot of different programs available so that it becomes affordable for almost any patient. If you have any questions or any comments or any desire or need to speak with us regarding your condition, please feel free to contact us at either 260-471-4090 or 888-471-4090 is toll free. You can certainly reach us on the web at buschchiropractic.com. That's BUSCH chiropractic.com. Thank you very much again. I'm Dr. Richard Busch from Fort Wayne, Indiana, at the Busch Chiropractic Pain Center. Give us a call today so we can help you with your problems.
Wow, that's some pretty helpful information. Now you're all set to move forward and find just the right chiropractor with confidence. Are you curious to know more? Today's expert can be reached at the number on your screen. Until next time.